Hello friends, welcome to KKR channel. Let's start today's discussion with something fundamental, that is basics of financial planning. This is something that was never part of our education system. First of all, do we need financial planning? Is it really required? There is a way to know about it. Indians are generally excellent in savings, but are generally bad with investment. We like to store money either in saving accounts or fixed deposits. We always go with emotions and end up buying land or flat or gold. As these are emotional decisions, it would be tough to sell it. Also, land or flat is illiquid, means these assets cannot be sold immediately at the price we want in most of the time, especially in case of urgent requirements like medical emergencies or other emergencies. People tend to sell these assets at lower price or in worst cases borrow money by lending these assets, which is much worse than selling. As said earlier, these assets have emotional attachment, so selling these assets leads to additional mental stress. I knew about some people who faced similar situation during COVID in 2020 and 2021. These sort of situations does happen in our lives, and this is just one such example. We need to be careful while handling such sort of situations, and financial planning is the best tool to handle these sort of situations. In general, there are two types of people that avoid financial planning. First one is who thinks investment is not needed, like rich are the one who earns lot of money and are good at savings but not interested in investment or afraid of investment falls under this category. Let me give you one interesting fact. As per RBI report for Q4 2021-22, amount lying in saving accounts across the country is 52.68 lakh crores. This is extremely high, isn't it? These type of people generally would be able to resolve issues related to them, and some of them may taking loans as well to meet the needs, leaving nothing to next generation. Sadly, I knew many people who are falling under this category who yet max invest in gold or land. If you are still watching this video, then I would assume you are not in this category or you want to get out of this category. Second one is people who wants to invest. In this category, we can say people who want to invest but doesn't know how to do it, or people doesn't have enough money to invest falls under this category. This session is for these people. Now, coming back to the main question, do we need financial planning? Is there any matrix that can help us? Yes, we have one such matrix. This even helps to understand in which stage you are in financial planning, thereby prompting you to restructure your financial plan. It's always better to go back to the basics once in a while, maybe once in every year or couple of years to relook into our journey. Pause the video, take a pen and paper. Let's get the solution by answering this questionnaire. If the answer is yes, give 1 point to yourself. If it is no, then 0 points. Be truthful to yourself while doing this. Do you have financial plan in place? Financial plan doesn't mean the investment of 1.5 lakhs related to ATC. It can be buying house, yeah, of course, the same emotional one that I was talking about a while ago. It can be retirement plan. We will discuss more on this once we are done with this questionnaire. Next one is, do you save 10 to 50% of your take home salary? Do you have emergency fund to support you for 6 to 12 months? Emergency fund is the one which covers your medical needs or basic needs like rent, clothing, etc. during job loss. Is the emergency purpose liquid? Liquid means availability of cash or can sell assets and get cash immediately or less than a day. Is your insurance and investment separate? If you have general insurance, then both insurance and investment is combined, so take 0. If you have term insurance, then take 1. Are you investing for financial goals? Are you investing for your child's future? In case you are unmarried and assume marriage plans are on course, you can take the question as, are you investing for your marriage plans? Anyways, after marriage you have to do investment for your children's future. Is your portfolio balanced? This is the specific proportion of debt, gold, equity or cash based on your risk profile. Do you have adequate life insurance? And last one is, are you aware of your taxability on your investment? I hope you are ready with the answers. Else, pause the video to answer the queries and also add the score to get final result. Now, let's check your financial health score. If the score is 0 to 2, this is an emergency situation. You need to start as soon as possible. This generally happens to just college passouts, freshers, employees with less than 2 years of experience. So don't worry. Just follow all the videos to understand the planning part. If you got score of 3 to 5, it's okay. You need to plan properly. This generally happens to business people and employees with lesser experience. If it is 6 to 8, then it's good, but needs more efforts so that you have better understanding on your financial planning and reach score of 9 or 10. Finally, if it is 9 to 10, this is excellent, but check the questionnaire at least once in a year or couple of years to make sure that you are maintaining the right path till the goals are successfully achieved. Now let's talk about the first question, which was financial plan. This is nothing but your goals in life. However, it should be smart, which means the goals should be specific, measurable, achievable. It should be realistic and have specific time span to achieve the goal. Some goals for understanding purpose can be seen here. These goals can be long-term or short-term. Long-term includes planning for retirement purpose, buying house, children's education, and marriage. While short-term includes annual vacation, car purchase, and charity, etc. So, to achieve these goals, let's understand on what needs to be done. For that, we need to understand the concept of savings and investment. Savings include bank savings account, cash, and FD, where there is little or no protection from inflation. Investment includes gold, real estate, mutual funds, shares, where there is high protection from inflation. Insurance is neither savings nor investment, so don't club insurance. We have briefly discussed on this and we will discuss more in next video. Let me explain the concept of savings and investment with an example. Sam and Ram are two friends. Sam is excellent in savings and did FD or RD. After 10 years, he was able to buy a small home in a village and a small car. On the other hand, Ram is excellent in investment and after 10 years, he was able to buy a bigger home and a big car. So what exactly has happened? Let me show you with some data on what happened to 100 rupees when kept under various instruments in 2011. This is what the 100 rupees became at start of 2021, that is after 10 years. The data points consider have the impact of COVID and also stock markets were still recovering from their lows. These were the average figures of each asset class from IMF, World Bank, Bloomberg, etc. As you can see, just with savings instruments, the final value of the amount would be less than investment. With whatever the instrument we use, saving account gave a CAGR of 4%, bonds gave 6.1%, FD gave 7.6%, gold gave around 8%, NSE or PPF gave 9%, real estate gave 10%, stock index gave 10.8%, equity mutual fund gave 13.5%, and of course, some specific good stocks have given good returns of greater than 20% CAGR. But here we are restricting till the mutual funds only for easy understanding. This means rate of return for saving instrument is roughly less than 7.5%, while in investment it is greater than 7.5%. This is what happened with Siam and Ram. Now, I will show you what will happen if inflation is included. From 2011 to 2021, average inflation is 6%. That means goods you buy for 100 rupees in 2011 are costing you 179 rupees in 2021. During that time, FD gave 7.6% CAGR, but don't assume that will happen again. You can see the inflation adjusted returns in violet color. Here, only saving account interest was not be able to beat inflation. But let me show you something more. You are all taxpayers. In 10 years, whoever is watching this video, I want them to grow rich. That means you would be paying tax of highest slab even after tax saving instruments like ATC, etc. Let me show you what happens with tax inclusion, which is 30%. These numbers are excluding surcharge and also excluded add-on benefits like 1 lakh exemption for mutual funds or stocks. As you can observe, none of the saving instruments are able to beat inflation. Here, PPF or Sukanya accounts have no tax, but NSE profit is taxable, hence reduces the final returns. Now, let's look into inflation and tax adjusted returns, which I call it as real returns. Still, the best of all are equities like mutual funds or index funds, which are taxed at 10% only for long term, and if proper tax harvesting is done, much more can be saved than the values that are shown here. This is the reason I don't consider FD, bonds, saving accounts and cash as investment. But saving instruments are also important, especially for short term. So you have seen only for 10 years. Suppose if we extrapolate with respect to similar percentages for each instrument for next 15 years, that means over 25 years, then one can observe the vast difference. Saving account having 4% interest rate has not even doubled in 15 years, while equity mutual funds with 13.5% rate of return increased by more than 6.5 times in next 15 years. This is the power of compounding. Easy way to understand is to know when our investment would get doubled. This can be obtained by using rule of 72. Here, savings interest rate is 4%. Then 72 by 4 equal to 18. That means it takes 18 years to double in saving account. Similarly, with 13.5% CAGR in mutual funds, it will take around 5.5 years to double. I am not saying savings are bad. It is good for short term or smaller goals where inflation protection is not required and returns does not matter much. Also, in the cases where the liquidity matters a lot with very low risk. In all these cases, Savings instruments are wealth. FD, RD, saving accounts, and cash are some typical products. On the other hand, investments are required if the goals are bigger and long term, where inflation protection is required and high returns does matter. Also, in the cases where liquidity requirement is not much, then high to medium risk can be taken. In all these cases, investments are wealth. Real estate, stocks, equity, and mutual funds are some typical products. If you feel the information shared is useful, please share with your friends so that they can also be benefited. Let me stop this video at this point of time, else video length would be very large. I will cover remaining part of basics in next two videos. Let's meet again in the next video. Jai Hind.